All right, welcome back to the Yard Dad. So today I've got a couple different things down here already pulled out for us, but we will be doing ammonium sulfate. Looking forward to that. Finally the right temps here. So got the right temperature for the ammonium, so we'll be putting that down in a little bit. And then we've also got, I've got a bunch of tools pulled out here. I've got like a manual edging type of tool here, and I've got the stirrup hoe with me. Got the gorilla cart. I've got my shovel, and I have a little pickaxe thing with me. And basically, I'm going to be working in the backyard today, and we're going to be moving some small fruit trees. And then, yeah, and then I'm going to get the ground flat right there. It should already be pretty flat, and work on the turf. We'll probably put some seed down, get that worked in, and then we'll get that ammonium put down. So I've got a lot of stuff going on today, and we got to dig some holes first. So I got to find out where we're going to put the trees that I'll be moving. And they're in raised garden beds that I made for them because of the compaction of our soil. Now our soil is pretty good after a couple seasons, so I can just kind of move stuff around and dig holes now. Before it wasn't like that. I'd plant a tree and it wouldn't do well. So we're good to go there. But yeah, let's go find a spot, and I'm gonna show you the front and then the back, and kind of show you how the yard's looking and everything. It's looking really good. I think tomorrow we'll be cutting and doing some edging and weed whacking and all that. And yeah, everything's looking good. It's 60 degrees Fahrenheit today, and the soil temp is 57 Fahrenheit. So yeah, soil temp's good. Everything's growing. There's dandelions all over the place. I had to get some tenacity down as well. So I'll put this in the next video because I'm still gonna do another area. And then I've been getting some pest control down to suspend as well. So next one, we'll go over these. I just had to get it done because I just knew I started seeing the dandelions all over here, all over my neighbor's backyard and stuff. And our yard's good. There was just like 2 or 3 that were trying to creep their way onto the sidewalk strips, and I just sprayed them down real good. But yeah, let's cruise the yard. Let's get straight to work. I'm gonna pull the cart back, and yeah, let's find where to put these trees, and let's start working on this grass. Let's go. All right, and I'm talking like this grass is looking nice, like real nice. Look at this, look at that, look at that. I gave it a little watering this morning too. And then over here, we're looking good as well. All right, now check it out back here. See? The spot I leveled, grass is already starting to come up. I actually threw a little bit of extra seed down here too, and just kind of covered it with some mushroom compost. Looking amazing. But yeah, it's starting to come right back through, right through my good soil now. And it's totally level now. And then over here, of course, everything's looking good. Still filling in these little spots. But yeah, it's starting to look really nice. And I'm thinking, here's the trees. So I'll be moving this, and I'll be moving this. It's not gonna be the easiest project, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then this is the apple, and then this is a pear. So I have a cherry over here, so I figured I'd put one here, and then I'd put the other one right here. And like I was saying, they'll be good here for a season or two, and then if I need to move them, I will. But feel free to move your shrubs and trees around. It's just once they get too big to move, then you can't really move them anymore. But yeah, and you'd be surprised. You're not gonna damage them or anything like that. Just be careful. Here's another view coming out from here. And I'll show you what I mean with these dandelion things. You see, look, they're popping up, popping up, popping up. They're not on our grass though, just on this little sidewalk strip over here. But you see that tenacity, that stuff's going to work. It really does, it works good. You can see how it's like shriveling up and dying. See that? Doesn't look so good. And then you look over here, and they're everywhere. All right, so I sprayed all the way over to like up to that, onto my neighbor's property over there. You can see from back here, I mean, this grass is looking nice. And it's almost ready for a haircut. Almost ready for a haircut. Man, I am so impressed with how it's looking so far. And we just had snow covering it 24 hours ago. It was completely covered with snow. So weird, the Utah weather. But yeah, let's get that cart out, and I'll start digging those holes. This is gonna be fun. All right, so when we're doing these holes, when I pull the trees out, I already know exactly like how big they are because I pulled one out earlier in the season and switched its spot, but in the fall, last fall. You usually, like you'll see on this one, you want to go twice as deep and twice as wide. Around here, I more so go half as deep as like the container it comes in, and then I go like three times its width. But on these fruit trees, these things grab, and I buy them as whips, so they're a lot smaller. They're like the size of this thing, basically. When I buy those, really doesn't matter because they're pretty good at basically just grabbing the ground. Like I've never really had a problem with the fruit trees, but these ones, for instance, these baby blue spruce, these things, you need really good drainage. So I had to really work on the ground over here. And as you can see, the grass loves this corner now. Oh yeah, look at the side over here. The side's looking nice. And over in the corner over here at the very end, that's where we'll be putting these two raised garden things. And then we'll be repairing the turf right here. Show you how to do that. These things are a lot heavier than they look too. I took some really, really wide wood to make these. So that's gonna be interesting. We might even have to weed whack the sides a little bit, but I'll start digging those holes. Remember, just go twice as wide and then you'll kind of get the idea, but just don't ever just like dig a little hole and stick a plant or a shrub or something in it. The shrubs are a little easier with that, but give it as much room as you can. And later on, I'll show you how to prune these things. But yeah, let's get to digging. All right, just got finished with the first hole. So we'll go ahead and pull the first tree over, get it in there, and then I'll show you exactly how I do that. But here's the hole right here. And as you can see, I went wide, but not too crazy wide, and just as deep as I went wide, but I went twice. I mean, you can, like I said, it just depends on your soil. You can see all that clay, and I've got a little bit of sand in the topsoil at the top. You can't really see it right now, but you can definitely see all the clay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that and I'm gonna mix it with what's in there after I pull that, because you still want the soil that you have. Otherwise it's not gonna, the roots aren't gonna wanna go into that unless it recognizes it. So we'll be mixing just a little bit of this with a little bit of that over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you how easy it is to pull one of these things. So I'm gonna do the apple first. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back the mulch like this. Just like this. I'm just gonna pull it back, right? Put my foot here. I'm gonna grab it down here where it's safe. See, I'm just pulling it. Now over here, it seems tighter. So I'll just dig down in the ground right here a little bit, right? See, you're starting to see, as soon as you start to see a little bit of roots like that right there, that's where it ends. So you'll just see, I'm just slowly coming around and we're just gonna dig this thing right now. And a lot of those roots that are gonna snag on this, they're actually from the grass. They're not from this. So here we go, do one more pull. We're good. All right, I'm just gonna take this over. It's got some real nice big roots on it. I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna place it in here just for now. And like I said, we're gonna mix some of this with that over there. So I'm gonna do that right now. And then, yeah, here we go. All right, so got the Anderson's, the Dirt Booster Plus. Here it's Biochar, Microbial Booster, Humic DG. Basically, this stuff makes your compost piles, your soil, all that come to life. but I went ahead and added a little bit, and all I'm going to do is work this in. All right, well, totally done with that part. Now all we got to do is get some of that soil pep, the mulch, which is just this stuff that's sitting on top. We'll put that on top and a little bit more dirt booster. We should be good. Now we got to figure out what to do with all this. I might have to just shovel this into the cart and go ahead and take it over here when we get done with the next one. This is going to be our whole garden area. Yeah, looking good. Just keep them small. Just keep pruning them right. And the next one we'll put right here. All right, well, totally got that thing done. That took a little longer than I thought it was, but we're still gonna get that ammonium sulfate stuff down right now, finish it in, water everything in. But here, check it out. So after I got that other one planted, I transferred all the stuff from this one to this one, and then I picked this one right up, took it right over there. Like I was saying, we're gonna make this the garden area. And look at it, we still got sun over here. This will be the spot for that. I'm gonna move this one over. We'll do the other one another day. But I went ahead and got some Fireball perennial ryegrass down, put it down, and then I put some more soil, and then I put some compost on top of it. So we'll let that start to fill in, and then we'll mow, and then we'll get it super level, but it seems to be pretty level. So I think I'm happy with it. I think we'll be good. I don't know about this one over here though. That one's not gonna be as fun, but it looks good. So I got that done. And then, yeah, that was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but I think everything's looking good over here. Got both the trees planted where they'll be for now, and see, this one's over here looking good, and this one's right here. Yeah, hopefully this grows back fast. Let's go check on this spot over here. Oh yeah, it's coming through, starting to come through. So looking good. Let's see, we're getting growth coming in. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that ammonium down. All right, back in the garage. Man, I'm getting worn out today. All right, ammonium sulfate. So it's 2100, nitrogen is 21. All right, so just to make sure, I looked it up, and we're looking at, for lawns, a typical recommendation is 5 pounds of ammonium sulfate per 1,000 square feet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna straight up measure. I'm just gonna measure out 2.5 and 2.5. That's all I'm gonna throw down. It's my first time throwing this one down here, so I just want to, I don't want to go too heavy. It's still pretty early in my season, so this is the good time for cool season grass to get nitrogen. So don't be afraid to put a bunch of nitrogen on. I'm just going a little easier because I've never used this product on my own lawn. I've used a similar one, but it was different. So we're going to cut it open and see what it looks like. We'll definitely be throwing it in the spreader. Yeah, I'll just start on like one of the lowest settings and just and go, work my way up, and hope to God I don't drop it all in one place, because I've done that before. It was not fun. A lot of leaf blowing going on, a lot of weird stuff going on. Just somebody actually drove by and they were probably like, what is that guy doing in that yard? Looked like I was like just mowing and blowing one section. But I highly recommend just look it up, know what your square footage is for your yard, and you can kind of figure it out. I know what my maximum is for nitrogen and everything. I just kind of have it memorized. So I usually, when I'm dealing with nitrogen, there's a formula that you can use, and it will tell you exactly what to use. But most of the time it's going to tell you in the bag, but this is just straight up, just 100% ammonium sulfate, 2100. Look for that, get that. We're doing 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. I'm just going to be doing 2.5. Two different things. We're just going to measure it out once though, 2.5. And then, yeah, let's get this stuff spreaded and all over the lawn. It's going to make everything super green. It's going to really make things uptake things better. Here we go. Let's go. Well, got everything done I needed to get done today. Check out the grass, got the front watered in. Looking nice, right? Looking real nice. Noticed a low spot right here we still need to fix, and the low spot that's over here too. And it's just because of the sprinklers. Yeah, looking really, really good. Gotta go see it from the street, right? Gotta see it from the street. How can we not see it from the street? Make sure I don't get hit by a car. But yeah. And then of course over here on this side as well. So that'll be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the fruit tree excursion of me moving those beds and stuff. If you have beds in your backyard or you need to get rid of them or something like that, if it's good wood, I used good wood when I made mine, then save it, reuse it. But if it's crap, then just get rid of it, you know. But you can use all that soil. It's really good soil. I'm going to show you some tricks of what to do with it. We can do a leveling project with some of it, get some dirt booster going in one of them and start kind of composting some stuff because it's going to be warmer. And then we can start using that stuff, get some smoke coming off one of those piles. But I think it looks great. Everything looks good back here. You know, we got all the dirt and we will be doing some cool stuff with that. But yeah, it looks real good. Really, really good. And I like these spots for the trees, how they're still getting light too back here. I really like that. And every single one of these, even my big tree right here, that's a radiant crabapple. That thing's about to turn pink. It's a pollinator. There's a pollinator, all these pollinators. And then of course the Korean maple. And we got the peach tree over here, and I believe another apple and apple. I think one of these might be a pear, but this is the peach. So looking forward to those. And then we're going to be doing like probably corn, lettuce, some other things on the side of the house. But hope you learned something. Thanks for watching The Yard Dad. Like, subscribe, do whatever you do or whatever. But as always, I'll see you tomorrow. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. I forgot to point out one thing. One of the best things about this area is that I already have drip system that's running all the way over here. So we can totally set up drip on this or have it set up however we want with like misters and stuff, because that's what I have set up on the front. I have all the shrubs and stuff, they get misted. And then everything else back here is on drip. So drip goes all the way around the house. So that's gonna help with that garden area a lot too, because that would really not be fun to drag the hose around the house all the way over there every single day just to water a little bit. So, but yeah, see you tomorrow.